Many sellers want to price their home higher as to try to get the most money out of their home. How does this affect the bottom line? Do you really get more by pricing it higher? How does pricing your home affect the buyers? Stick around to find out. There are usually three main reasons that sellers want to price their home higher. They want to leave room for negotiation, they want to net a higher dollar, or they think their house is better than other houses. We'll cover each of these and dispel the myth that pricing your home higher yields a higher net bottom line. First of all, we've heard it many times. I want to leave room for negotiation. They often want to price it 10% higher to leave room to come down in price. This is a wrong strategy, as the wrong buyers will be looking at the house. The right buyers, for this example house, won't schedule a showing because it's out of their price range. It may not even show up in their search criteria and they'll never see it. As an example, let's say our market analysis says the house should sell for about $400,000 and the seller decides to price it at $440,000. What happens is the buyers looking at the house at $440,000 will mention things like, it doesn't have features that the other house has, or the kitchen isn't as nice as that other house, or it doesn't have the extra bedroom like that other house, or it doesn't have the finished basement. No matter what it is, the buyer is saying it isn't worth the extra premium above that other house. They'll go and make an offer on that other house. In our example, if it was worth $400,000 on day 1, on day 30 it might end up being worth $390,000, and on day 60 it might be worth $375,000. This is because as the home ages on the market, people start wondering, what's wrong with this house? It's been on the market 47 days and it hasn't sold. So starting at a higher dollar amount doesn't usually net a final higher sale price. The third thing that happens is that most sellers are emotionally attached to their own homes, and they remember when they redid the bathroom and how much money they spent on that remodel. They remember redoing the roof or changing the furnace or repainting the bedrooms. They remember their family growing up in the house. They remember the photographs in front of the fireplace or the yard games played in the backyard. All of these things make their home special. Looking at it from the buyer's perspective, these special memories don't have any value. Buyers are not looking at how kids were playing in the family room. They're looking at how they, the buyers, will use the spaces and if the house fits their lifestyle. So pricing strategy fits into 4 categories: above market value, at market value, below market value, and on the bracket line. So as we've already discussed, above market value pricing usually leads to a lower final sales price as described previously. This is only because it takes longer to sell and that will yield a lower price. Longer might mean 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, a year or more. At market value, we would expect the house to sell in a couple days to maybe a couple weeks. It depends on if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. And so we would expect 1 or maybe 2 offers at or very near list price. A below market value pricing, we would expect to have multiple offers within a day or 2 or 3 and have the house sold within that period. With the list price below market value, one would expect many offers above list price and sometimes well above list price. Pricing on the bracket line is a special strategy for the right conditions. If a house is estimated to sell at $400,000, we should price it at exactly $400,000. This is because some buyers are looking at the $350,000 to $400,000 and some buyers are looking at $400,000 to $450,000. Pricing it at exactly $400,000 will yield exposure of this house to both groups of people. The lower price buyers will say, wow, this house has X, Y, and Z features, but it's at the top of our budget. Let's go look at it. And it'll be the best house they've seen. The higher price buyers will say, it doesn't have as many features, but it's the least expensive house in the price range. Let's go see it. So here's a real life example. We recently had a home for sale in Richfield, and we looked at the neighborhood and came up with a value between $235,000 and $240,000. So we listed the house at $239,900 and had 18 showings on the first day with multiple offers within the first 2 days. One offer was $232,000, one was $235,000, one was $220,000, and one was $239,900. We did take the highest offer and it fell through, so we ended up taking the next offer, which was $238,000. After negotiating the inspection, we ended up with a final sale price of $237,000. So in conclusion, pricing does not affect the final sale price unless, of course, you have it way out of the ballpark too high or too low. but anywhere in the ballpark, the house is going to sell for the same amount, which is market value. The only effect that pricing really has is to lengthen the number of days it takes to sell a house, and with higher prices taking longer to sell and possibly ending up with a final sale price that's lower. Watch our other videos for more tips and tricks on selling your home.